So this is going to be a very different video than I normally do. I want to talk about Team USA and the big month they have upcoming, so let's get into it. So Team USA has kicked off their quest for the World Cup a few weeks ago. They started practicing, and they had some some practice games and things like that lately. Just played Puerto Rico last week. They're about to play Slovenia today without Luka. Should be a blowout, but I remember seeing the roster at first when it first came out and thinking like, this team is not that good, bro. Usually we know superstars don't really play in the World Cup. They just wait for the Olympics. So they had to go young guy route. I don't think a single person on this roster has any Team USA experience in the NBA. Of course they did stuff in high school and in college, like the U17, U18 teams. But I remember first seeing it, I was like, this team's kind of weak, bro. But seeing the practices, I remember the first few days they were losing to the select team. And the select team got some dogs though. Cade Cunningham, Jalen Duren, those guys, young guys. Keegan Murray. They had a pretty decent, I'm not gonna lie. And I remember thinking like, bro, this is bad. Like, we actually may lose to Canada or you lose to Luka and Giannis. I think Giannis isn't playing no more, but just seeing that roster, like, we got some holes, bro. But as time's going on, as we start playing these practices, seeing more clips, and the Puerto Rico game has shown me a lot, bro. Like we are actually not bad. Jaren Jackson looks like prime Dwight Howard in FIBA rules. Halliburton off the bench, good spark. I actually think he's a better option at point guard than Brunson due to the tempo and the pace of play they play at when he's on the floor. But Brandon Ingram, he's really their biggest guy, and he hasn't shown me much, but I guess we'll have to see. And Edwards, rising superstar, I'm really excited to see him play against these other countries. But the more time that's went on, I've realized that we're still the best country in the world with this basketball shit, bro. It don't matter who we put on the floor compared to the rest of the talent. We're not most likely going to dominate, but we're still going to probably take home the gold. And the roster we got is not bad. I saw Steve Kerr say something about running small ball. I remember in the Olympics in 2020, he ran a lot of Draymond at the 5 and just ran teams off the floor. And I see he wants to do that with Paolo at the 5. I think that's actually a super cool thing to do. He's real versatile offensively. Defensively, I'm kind of curious to see how that'll work against bigger guys like Gobert. They run 2 big men, actually. Gobert and they got another big man in France. They run 2 bigs, though. Versus Spain. Spain, I think, has a bigger lineup. The Hernan Gomez brothers, they're alright. But I'm really curious to see how Paolo works at the 5. But that, I'm telling you, that tempo, that pace of play with the small ball lineup and then with Halliburton at the point, it's crazy. I remember Puerto Rico, they started off real slow. In the first half. It was real close, honestly. But then as the quarters went on, they just started running them off the court. I think they went on like a 30-something to 12 run, a 20-2 run or something crazy like that. And that was really because of the just getting in transition, even off a make or miss, just running. And it worked because they have shooters. They got guys that can attack the rim. Even their big men are really versatile, agile. They can run. Jaren Jackson and Bobby Portis, they both look really good running the floor. So I'm real curious to see the game today. I know Luka's not playing today, so that should be another blowout. But just to see if they keep up that pace. Steve Kerr, with the Warriors, you know how fast they run and how much they move up the court and stuff. With Draymond at the 5, even with Looney, they still running guns. So I'm really excited. I think they got like 5 or 6 more pre-games, like preseason games type shit. And then they kick off the official World Cup games August 26th. So that'll be cool. But end of the day, bro, Team USA is still the best country regardless of who was on the court. The talent is too good. Bench players can come run the FIBA rules over Team USA. They got best coaching staff. I think Spoelstra, Kerr, Ty Lue was on the coaching staff. They got some dudes, bro. The one thing I will say is that I was really impressed with the defense in that first practice game versus Puerto Rico. I did not expect our defense to be that sharp, coming from a team that only had a few practices together, had never played a full game together. And it was crazy the way they were flying around, the assignments, picking up where they needed to be, help defense, things like that. And then that defense just turned into transition buckets, just running. And it looked really sharp. It looked like a team that had been playing together, even though they hadn't been playing at all. So I was really impressed with that. Offensively, you still got to get that chemistry with the team that is new with each other. But they have too many guys to not be able to figure it out in time. So they have enough games to get that shit sorted out. So that'll be really exciting to see once it all comes to fruition, because from top to bottom, this roster it's good, bro. After seeing more of them, I'm really excited to see some players. I'm excited to see, of course, Anthony Edwards, to see him take that leap offensively as that guy on the team around a bunch of other guys. Him, Halliburton, the way they played that first game was really fun to watch. But Mikal Bridges, I'm a huge Mikal Bridges fan, and he stepped his game up after he got traded to the Nets. So just seeing if he can keep that up around a team full of stars, all this talent, I think he will. He gets his spots pretty good, gets his shot off pretty easy. So I don't expect any trouble with him. It may be a few concerns to start off, just because probably has never been that guy around a bunch of other guys. But hopefully Brandon Ingram can get his stuff figured out. He looked real quiet in that Puerto Rico game, even in the practices versus the select team, the scrimmages versus themselves. He looked too passive, trying to be like a playmaker, I guess. And maybe that comes with being the oldest guy on the team, one of the oldest guys on the team, being in the league long enough, trying to be that vet to get everybody involved. But at some point, bro, you got to get your own shot off, man. At some point, you got to actually just take over and just be that guy that everybody knows him as. So I'm sure it'll come at some point. They're going to need him at some point if they want to win gold. So, but this team is really good altogether. I think Grant Hill, the director of Team USA, he put together a good team, him, Steve Kerr, and the rest of the coaches. So it'll be a fun August, fun September to watch these guys. I'm sure they're going to win gold, but seeing them versus other good teams that'll be pretty exciting. But that's going to do it for the rest of this video, man. Team USA has a long stretch before the start of the World Cup and their first game against New Zealand, so I'm interested to see their growth until that point. Let me know in the comments what you guys think about these type of videos. I'm trying to do some different things here, so just let me know what y'all think. Appreciate y'all for watching, and I'll see y'all next video. Peace.